My home experience shaped how I viewed sex very early. I was molested very early, and
Yeah.
so sexual abuse was a part of the almost the culture of my life. And so I had a very different perspective on, you know, giving yourself and all of those kind of things.
Yes.
It was perversion to me very early. So it was not something that I ran to. And I think that is also why I was very cognizant at the time, even, growing up into high school and college, of what that meant. I also had a mom. We didn't have a birds and bees conversation, I think, in a way that I probably needed to have it
Yeah.
or wanted to have it. The conversation was go to school, do not get pregnant. That's it.
Yeah.
It was go to school, do not get pregnant. My mom had me when she was 18, and all she knew was that she did not want me to have the same experience
Yeah.
that she had. When she got pregnant with me, my grandmother put her out of the house. She was sleeping on floors.
Yeah.
And so it was very traumatic for her.
Yeah.
And so she didn't really have language to lovingly talk to me about my body and the connection and spiritually what that meant. I went to church. They said don't have sex. And so
Right.
that's just what it was. And then I didn't realize actually until I got married and we started talking about children, which we had both decided that we didn't want at the
Right away.
time. He
Yeah.
traveled a great bit of time, and I didn't want to be in a position where I was alone,
Right.
raising children. And there were things that I wanted to do. So we had decided that wasn't the best option for us. But I realized in that moment, I had difficulty even talking about it because all I knew in my mind that success was do not get pregnant
Yeah.
and go to school, even though I was married.
Wow.
And I could, technically, it
Yeah.
was okay.
Yeah.
Technically, it was safe. I have for a very long time had a block around having children because in my mind, having children was always related to stress.
Yes.
It was related to poverty.
Yes.
It was related to lack.
Yeah.
It was related to someone leaving.
Wow.
And so for me, that it was a struggle around that. So it's so interesting to hear, your
Yeah.
experience around that and from where I've come from and what that looked like.
So mine's on the other side of the spectrum. My parents operated with presumed righteousness.
Ah.
So I'm at all the youth retreats. I'm
Yes.
crying 2:00 in the morning. I'm taking the vow.
Yes,
I'm signing the form.
Yeah.
I yield.
Yeah.
I'm out on the floor.
Yeah.
So my parents, and I dare not speak for them,
Sure.
just said, "Oh,
He's good.
yeah, they're good." Yeah, understand?
Same.
Yeah, and I was for a long time, and so the whole dating thing. I think church parents,
Mm-hmm.
only put parameters around dating in relationship to sex.
Yes.
Not in relationship to courting.
Yes.
So it is just the list of don'ts.
Yes.
But not how to do's.
Yes. No, you're right.
Yeah.
And because I realized, as an adult, because it was always so much no's and pressure around
Yeah.
sex without giving context to why there is
Yeah.
a no. I also grew up with a lot of physical abuse in the household.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I always grew up saying, I'm never going to let a man put his hands on me, right?
Yeah.
So for you recognize that a portal for you that the enemy used was your initial experience.
Yes.
For me, it was never a man physically putting his hand on me, but I think the enemy said, I know she's too strong in this space to maybe let someone hit her
Yeah.
physically, but I'm going to make sure that she is emotionally abused.
Wow.
So that is the way that I can get her. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of what I have contended with in the dating space has really been emotional abuse.
Yeah.
And if the enemy can abuse you, particularly in the dating space, I know for me, it has been my strongest point of contention because it messes with your self-esteem. It
Yeah.
messes with your self-worth and your
Yeah.
self-value, how you perceive yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that was a part of, I think, some of the greatest struggles in dating. So even when we met, I really didn't have any interest in dating because I think I just got to a point where I was just fed up with all that dating can be exhausting.
Yeah.
Some people, feel like it's fun, and I know we've talked about that before, and it can be healthy ways in which you date. I know I personally had gotten to a place where I had said, I don't know if this is for me. And I had resigned myself to say, on some level, God, my desire is to be in a healthy relationship. My desire is to be married. But give me peace if that is not what you have for me, and help me figure out how to live with that.
Yeah.
Because I also wasn't okay with having to go through constant emotional turmoil just to say I had somebody in my life. It just wasn't worth it.
So